Birthday Hawa, birthday Shai, birthday Hawa, birthday Shai, birthday Hawa, Shem Shai, Bishop Kukadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Well, peace and salutation to the election. House of David, the Bayatha Wadah, 144,000 prophets, and of course the 1/3, whom are no prophets, okay, whom the Lord is going to have mercy upon. 144,000 consists of men, all men of the 12 tribes of Israel, that is, okay, 144,000, 12,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel. The Lord is going to have mercy upon in these times. Okay, the great number of multitude of the 1/3, which, of course, there's a that remnant that the scriptures talk about, and men, women, and children whom the Lord is going to have mercy upon, but are not prophets. The Lord is going to take them through that straight gate. And as you can clearly see by the looks of everything, you can see the great distress, which is Jacob's trouble, coming upon the earth very swiftly. All right, of course, I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Well, peace and salutation to the elect again. So, Shemel Mafpa, my name is Mafpa from the Great Millstone PLAINTABLES camp located here in the city of Philadelphia. Just coming with a wee lesson. So, as you can see, some of the different articles on the screen, which is we're nearly bombarded with articles, abundance of never-ending flow of articles to go into, which pretty much show you the state of distress over the world. Okay, as you see here, you got how the disease response has destroyed the personal finances of Americans. You have this other article which says New Jersey Murphy, which is, I believe that's the governor, complains that non-compliance with the disease contact tracer hits 74%. Okay, and you see under there it says it's time to break out the microchip, also known as the mark of the beast. Okay, for the microchip is the mark of the beast. Okay, constant bill offers for relief for this disease, the Crown Royal 19 boy. Okay, so the state of this place is finished, is complete. It's hitting its boiling point, boiling over really, and it's about to spread rapidly. Okay, like a flood. Imagine it being a flood of hot grease, which upon contact just stings. Okay, so this is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 7 and verse. Let me see where I'm gonna start at. So start verse 3. I started to. It says, and he said unto me, up Esdras, Isaiah, which means help, hear the words I am come to tell thee. And I said, speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, the sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, but put in the case the interests were narrow and like a river. It says, when then could go into the sea to look upon it and rule it, if he went not through the narrow. Okay, how could he come into the broad? Okay, and we know what the scriptures talk about with narrow. I'll get this precept real quick. This is one of my favorite scriptures, actually written down on my in one of my books when I was a wee lad, or a lad, boy. And it says here, Matthew 7:13 says, enter ye into the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. It says leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go thereat, because strait is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth into life, and few be there that find it. And as you see, for narrow, you got Theolebo.
Strong's G 2346.
Thlebo, which is a compressed way. Narrow and straight and narrow. So when it's talking about narrow, it's straightened, it's constricted, it's compressed. You know, when something's compressed, it's brought down to a very compacted size. All right, significantly smaller than what it was. All right, and obviously, you know, imagine like trash and rubbish in bin lorry, and it's smashed all the way to, you know, of course, maximize the amount of trash or that could enter in. Okay, well, we have to go through, of course, the straits in order to receive the kingdom, and that comes with great distress. Okay, as we're reading, let's go back to the second Ezra. It's a direct precept to this, the 7th chapter, and it says here, there is also a city is built and set on a broad field, city being, I believe, the kingdom of heaven, and it's set upon a broad field, and it's full of good things. All right, we have, of course, in the Lord's Father's house is many mansions. You have, of course, the Lord that prepared a place for us. You have abundance, fruits. I mean, everything. The earth and its full strength, and know at its know at the current condition and where it doesn't yield its increase. You know, it says the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall. You know, and we know that when we come in this truth, there's so many different pitfalls to fall into, which could get you out of the truth. You got so many different temptations in the world. You have an enticement of sin. Okay, constantly Satan, of course, is trying to sift you as wheat in a sieve. You have, of course, all of his different cunning devisings of witchcrafts, coming upon your life, which is nothing but a test of your integrity, which the Lord uses Satan on the left hand side in order to prove our loyalty unto him. It says, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left deep water. Fire can burn you, and deep water can drown you. You know, it says, in one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, there's only one way, and that's that straight gate we gotta go through. Okay, and that door is, of course, Yahweh Shai. You know, in order to receive the kingdom, we gotta go through Yahweh Shai. Let's get a quick scripture. This is John chapter 10. And 6, it says, this parable Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ, true name in Hebrew is Yahweh Shai. He the deliverer. Okay, came to deliver the nation of Israel. Okay, starting with the elect right now on this side, the rest of the nation, the 2/3 that's gonna get cut off and die here in Babylon. They're gonna come back in the kingdom. Okay, through the seed, the Zerai of the elect, the first fruits, those whom the Lord have redeemed now, and coming back to deliver. Now it says here that but they understood not what the things they were which he spake unto them. It wasn't given unto these wicked various scribes and Pharisees and such that just tried to trick up the Lord. All right, the Lord is very prudent and crafty with his words and his doings, and et cetera, et cetera. All right, the Lord is a master. He overcame the flesh. That's why, it's good that we reverence Yahweh Shemashai, the Lord Yahweh, in the only name of the only begotten Son, which is Yahweh Shai. All right, by Shem Kokodas in the name of the Holy Spirit. So it says, this parable Yahweh Shai spake unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. Then said Yahweh Shai unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. We are the sheep. All right, sheep are likened, of course, unto us men. Okay, just us being of that flock, as it says in scriptures, the flock of my pasture. Okay. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 34 and 1. It says, and ye my flock, and the flock of my pasture are men, and I am your power, said the Lord Yahweh. So, this all, you see the congregation, this the Lord dealing with, of course, us men, of the Lord. That's why you don't see no women in Great Millstone. Though, of course, women will be delivered, but they're getting delivered by, of course, means of that man, that Israelite elect man, all right, taking away their reproach, okay. All right, them having faith in that elect man, all right, who is a man of the Lord, okay, whom, of course, we are the woman unto the Most High, in His only begotten Son, okay. So you have the flock, which is Tazan, all right, Tazan, flock, Tazan, which is what? Sheep, okay. Right there, also figuratively of men, okay. You can see it right there, Tazan. All right, just so that you can know. Of course, the new believers want to, of course, learn this truth. Of course, you got to rightly divide the word of truth, okay. And also, it tells you, there's another precept, I believe in the book of Revelation, it tells you about, I see the Revelation like the 20, I think of the 21st chapter. Give me a wee moment as I see if I can pull it up. My physical scriptures, like you. Yeah, just real quick. I'm just gonna read out my physical scriptures. Book of Revelation 21 and 3. It says, "Now I heard a great voice of the heavens, of the Shemayim, out of the heavens, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of the power is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and the power himself shall be with them, and be their power, their God." All right. So you see that. Okay. Let's go back to the scripture. Back to the John chapter 10 and 7. It said, "Then you said Yahweh shall unto them, Verily, verily, I say unto you, truly, truly, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep." Okay, the lath of the sheep. Okay, the lath is door in Hebrew. "All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them." Okay, and we don't, like I said, we don't hear these false shepherds there. They have a unrecognizable sound in which we don't resonate with. They don't have that new song. They don't have, of course, the true calling, okay, which would get us to come after them. No, we, of course, go after our own shepherd, which is Yahweh Shai. Like, of course, Psalms 23 says that the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down by green pasture. He leadeth me to still waters. He restored my soul. For his name's sake, roughly paraphrasing. All right, Psalms 23, 1-3. All right, it says, "I am the door, but by me, if any man enter," okay, this referring to the sheep, which are men. All right, "enter in, he shall be saved." Remember, the Lord is the good shepherd, as it's going to say. So I'm going ahead of myself. But it says, "And he shall be saved and shall go in and out and find pasture. Right, and so you can link this directly to that Psalms 23 I was quoting. Okay, right. That's why we able to eat the knowledge of Yahweh Shai. All right, the manna that came down from heaven, the bread that came down from heaven. All right, forming this knowledge, this wisdom, understanding, pasture, food. Okay, look, figurative. He shall not want the needful supply for true life, right, in the truth. All right, law, statutes, commandments. Okay, that's what the actual food, is all the spiritual food that we're getting. All right, do Yahweh Shai, the bread that came down heaven, as it says in scriptures, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that coming from the power, roughly paraphrasing. All right, so it's doing this through the spirit, by the way. It says the thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Okay, this is very important. Esau, Edom, that's his motive, is to the Idumean, has come, the wicked has come nothing but to do this, to steal and to kill and to destroy. We see that with this current response to the crisis. Okay, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep, right? And he died, and by his stripes we're healed. Okay, sacrifice for us. Okay, I am the good shepherd. I'm gonna go down to this real quick. I'm just skipping down to 1 to 14. It says, I am the good shepherd, and I know my sheep, and I am known of mine. As the Father knoweth me, even so I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. So that's very important, that we know Yahweh Shai is that true, a true martyr, a true witness, a true ambassador, for the Yahweh, and of course for the flock. And he gave us that which the Father gave unto him, which is Yahweh, which is the word of truth. He is the word, here. Okay, though a separate entity. Of course, there's no Trinity. Okay, you thinking it's one being? No, it's a separate being. Okay, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai are separate. Okay, but they're in one, as it says, I and my Father are one, meaning in order. All right, but that's just Yahweh, because look at all the different straits that we have to go through. Okay, as the scriptures spoke about how it's fire on one side and water on the other side. Okay, let me get this scripture real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40:1. It says, great travail is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb till the day that they return to the mother of all things. Okay, I mean, you see the great travail in which we have to go through and endure. I mean, look at what, you come out the whim with curses that placed on you by the Lord for our disobedience. Okay, and every day here, and of course in a battle, just to keep your heat above water, and they drown. Okay, because he comes with so much. These heathen, they don't want, of course, us to prosper. So I have our families are actually put up against us. The only thing we got is this brotherhood. So it's a great travail that is created, and the Lord created this travail for every man. Okay, there's man, the Lord has created of the elect. The Lord has created a travail specifically for him to be that fine gold, refined. Okay, in the end. All right, to be purged off of all the iniquity, to purged off of all, which is the dross. Okay, that's why we are precious. Okay, and people are gonna see that, that precious stone shined up, whom the Lord is making up his jewels now. So I'm gonna just keep going down. I mean, there's another scripture I could get in Job chapter 14:1. A man that is born of a woman is of few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. Right? I mean, this is heavy right here, man. He cometh like a flower, and is cut down. Now a flower is beautiful. You know what I mean? But hey, we get cut down. You got E doing all his best to cut us down. Literally put cuttings in our fleshes and such via, the potion in which he wants to insert within us. You got the RFID microchip, the MLB, mark of the beast. Okay. It says he fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. Yeah, man. We walk in the valley of shadow of death, man. But we fear no evil because the Lord is with us. All right. So, let me continue in this second Ezra, and then I'm pretty much gonna go to some of the different articles, bring out some information that y'all. It says here that back in second Ezra chapter 7, and it says, "In one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, is so small that there could be one man that go there at once." And I mean, just knowing that, you see how the Lord is only looking for a small number or a remnant. He ain't looking for a bazillion Jake, okay? Though there will be a great numerable multitude, but he ain't looking for the 2/3. Let's put it that way, okay? He only looking for his elect. All right, as far as fruits, it says the goodly parts, the best parts, the choicest parts. That is, all right, who he created, be the most glorious. Okay, it says, and it says, if this city now were given unto a man the kingdom for inheritance, okay, we're gonna come into this and receive it. If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said it so to the Lord. Then he said unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Because for their sake I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, that then was decreed, that now is done. All right. And there were the entrance of the world made narrow. You said straits, distress. Okay, full of sorrow and travail, and they are but few and evil, full of perils and very painful. Okay, so, and we're gonna see some of the painful things. I mean, I did this article a little bit. This is going to be the worst winter for the U.S. economy in modern times. You got India faces mass hospitalization as a mysterious disease strikes. You got, of course, the whole big cases of the Crown Vic boy 19. But you also have this on the rise too. The Lord spoke about pestilences and such are in the latter days. You of course have personal finances are destroyed. Okay, as you can see, due to the crisis. You got tenants, landlords face imminent crisis as pandemic lifelines expire. January is going to be a mess. America's small-time landlords, along with their tenants, are in trouble as safety nets are set to expire. Tenants haven't paid rent in months, with looming eviction moratorium expiring at the end of December. According to the Reuters, the lack of rental income for landlords has been troublesome, with many skipping mortgage payments, potentially resulting in a fire sale of properties at the years ahead. It says for 12 million Americans and their families, this they got this wicked holiday where they say Christmas, all right, which we know that goes back to a Babylon custom, all right, worshiping Nimrod and wickedness. All right, but it says, but will be their worse as extended unemployment benefits that have kept many of them afloat are set to expire later this month. I believe it was said that most Americans owe $5,000 due to this whole crisis, in back rent. All right, and they rocked a lot of you to sleep in the beginning of the pandemic by giving you that big payment out of the extra $600 on top of your regular state unemployment benefits. Okay, making it where you made more money being unemployed than actually employed, and then you thought that that was that was gonna be your super come up, but now due to your lack of discretion, your lack of ability to manage or household manage, be economist, of yourself, you are now begging for another stimulus payment. But like I say, that's gonna come with of course a great great decision, which they've been talking about, you having to receive the actual the jabber, in exchange, all right, for a $1,500 payout, okay, stimulus, all right, but we'll see. That's just a proposal, okay. So yeah, it could go into some of this different things. It says that the new research from Aspen Institute warns that 400 million people could be threatened with eviction over the coming months, as real economic crisis is only beginning. Okay, and the scriptures do speak about there's gonna be I want to keep that up. I'm gonna do that for another lesson again. Reading is, I think that's Zephaniah 1:6 or something like that. Let me see if I can find it. Zephaniah 1. The book of Zephaniah, chapter 1. And 9, is it? Yeah, 1 and... Damn, man, that's crazy. Yeah, man. I'm gonna do this. Zephaniah chapter 1 and 10. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be a noise and the cry from the fish gate." The fish gate, of course, is dealing with your Wall Street. Okay. Just like your, let's see. Make sure I go back to this Sha'ir. All right, which is your marketplace. Yep, just wanted to double check. Been a while since I went into this precept, but obviously meditate on it. The spirit. Yeah, so your Wall Street is gonna be a cry, gonna be from the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and that's gonna be when this whole financial system hits its crash, and they usher in this great reset, which they're moving very quickly with. Okay, which brings an entire, not even a revitalization, but it comes with a transformation to the newer order. Okay, and that enters all aspects of life, which they want everything to be integrated in the Internet of Things, including yourself. You be transhuman. Okay, merging both your biometrics, your body measure, which they want to just merge you with basically machine. Okay, have you part of the grid, where they can see everything you do. Your privacy is gone, surveillance. Okay, everything is totalitarian and controlled, which you can see that moving towards now. You have it with Joe Biden speaking about the first 100 days of his upon his inauguration, or afterwards. He got this plan of 100 million dosage just being rolled out. Of course, he spoke about masks being the mandate and everywhere to protect those of your community, yourselves, and you spreading it. He spoke about how it's not a political statement. That we got to do the best to fight this. All of this stuff. And this is gonna come with a lot of people getting cast out of their houses. Everything is set. The Lord set up the great ending for this movie. So I'm gonna continue on. It says here, and a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. These governments all, like it says, all integrated one within another. You have the whole world economy, and no, a lot of people sleeping on the Brexit no deal. Okay, I've of course, due to Spirit, of course, having the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, going to, of course, Daniel's the second chapter, I believe, around like you go to like Daniel's 42 and like 43 or something like that. But you have, like, of course, the iron with the miry clay. Let me see where that is, right? About the 10 toes and stuff. You go into partly strong and partly broken. So the kingdom, right? And you got these weaker, of course, European nations, and you have, of course, the stronger ones. And like you have, of course, your Britain, your Germany, which is still all on decline, but just to name some, France, okay, and then you had the weaker nations, Ireland, I believe, Italy. You go into the pigs economic, Portugal, I think. I could go into it. Greece, and them wanting to break. You have the Britain wanting to break away from them. Of course, to have sovereignty, because they're part of that 10 toes. Are the 10 horns, like going into the EU, European Union. Okay. You have that a no deal Brexit where, of course, they triggered the article. I think that's Article 40. Basically a withdrawal agreement from the EU, and then you had this. I think that was way back. Was that 2016? And you had, of course, Prime Minister after Prime Minister, Theresa May, to Boris Johnson. Even before that, you had, I think, another one too. I have to go into. You had it where they trying to get a deal, and they still haven't come to a deal. Basically, their future relations with dealing with the EU, being outside of the EU. Right now, they've been under a transitional period where they're still, able to have free market trade, being under the single market, but they were trying to negotiate a deal, but they haven't been able to do that, and that's why, as the scriptures say, that what is it? Man, this is one of my favorite scriptures too. All of these scriptures are favorites, but got some that we really love. Dang, I hope I spell straits right. But it says, let me see. I think I'm gonna just put in Job 18. I think it might be in Job 18. Yeah. This is Job 18 and 7. And it says here, the steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Right. And I mean, you have it with, you got EU Parliament, European Parliament, EU Parliament, of course, British Parliament. They negotiators, they kind of come to a agreement amongst themselves. You even have it, within the House of Commons, House of Lords. They can't come, of course, to agreement. And you got Scots want to, of course, leave the of course Britain, Great Britain. I mean, this is only gonna cast them down. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. All right. And it's funny too, like, we know that, of course, the last leg of the Roman Empire being the iron with the miry clay, right? It's the Roman Empire, but it's iron with the miry clay, which I explained. It's nothing but a trap. For he's casting a net by his own feet, and we know his feet, look, is what? You got the miry with the miry clay. Iron with the miry clay, and what that would be. I mean, you have all of these various, their own counsel just coming up against each other. As it says in scripture, how can a kingdom that is divided stand? Roughly paraphrasing. You know what I mean? It says, and the jinn shall take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. The scriptures talk about in the book of Sirach, the 40th chapter as well. And I'm about to close out because this is, man, it's too many. Look, you got 50% of Americans say they would live in a tiny home. Right now you got Boris Johnson. He actually going to Brussels personally to see if he can strike a deal already. It's December the 9th, 2020 year prophecy. Let me get the scripture though. Spirit is just moving. This is 2nd chapter 40 and going down to verse 9. And it says here, death, blood, and bloodshed, and strife, sword, and calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sake came the flood. And all these things are of the earth, and shall turn to the earth again. And that which is of the waters doth return into the sea. All bribery and injustice shall be blotted out, but true dealing shall endure forever. The goods of the unjust shall be dried up like a river, and shall vanish with noise like a great thunder and rain. Okay, and this is great. We seeing, of course, the goods, the victuals, being dried up right now. I mean, Britain don't even know. A lot of them don't understand. They do understand, but you got Boris. He keep pushing that. We regardless of if they got a deal, they would be fine. Okay, we're gonna make it. You're gonna be outside of the single market. I believe they might probably be under World Trade Organization rules. There's gonna be all these taxes, custom borders check, all this stuff. I gotta go back into get into my Brexit lessons because that's a fun series I love to go into. But this is gonna bring down, of course, the world economy. All right, all of this division. Okay, and also we know that Britain, they got they got the first as of, I believe that was yesterday. I'm gonna just go to stupid Sky News. Sky News. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Sky News, a British mainstream media source. It's like, yeah. If they got the picture, it's like a person who received like an old 90-year-old pensioner who who's the so-called fuss to receive it. I'm not sure if they got an image of it. They gotta have it. I've seen so many different images of it. And you got this old bottle, and showing off. They put in your side delts. Oh, here she is right here. Yeah, Margaret Keenan became patient A. All right, and I mean, like I said, this 100-year-old or 90-year-old, she's already. Oh gosh, the fuss in the UK to receive the Pfizer BioNTech. All right, Jabby. Outside of the clinical trial, right? Because people already received it in the clinical trials. Okay, so she ain't the first to ever receive it. She's just the first to receive it outside of that. Okay, and yeah, man. Like, how much life long you think this woman got to live? She's already, as the book of Psalms tell you, what did it say that? Was it 90? Tell you about, was it 70? See if I can find this scripture. Of course, they see the elderly as the most vulnerable, to this crisis. See if I can get this scripture. I think it's like 70th chapter or something like that of Psalms. Yeah, Psalms 90 actually, Slakia. The days of our years are score is 20, years and 10. So three score and 10, it would be 60, 70 years, right? Three score, 2, 4, 6, and 10, 70. And if by reason of strength, they be four score, which would be 80, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yet is their strength, labor, and sorrow, and for his sin cut off, and we fly away. We go right back. What? Go back to the spirit world, and our flesh goes back to the earth from which it came, to the dust, to the grave, right? And I mean, look, he is hastening it with what he's doing with his plan with the new world order. I mean, how is it where, you got people that actually say they would live in a tiny home. You got a lot of people, they go about and they do these van lifing, okay, because they kind of course afford home rentals. They kind of afford mortgage. Okay, this goes into it. The information. I have to probably do another lesson on it because the information is here. Most people see it that look, they got it all broken down to a science and stuff. Long-term rental versus short-term rental. All this different information. Some people they ended up leaving their homes and getting these tiny home setups. They buy a plot of land or something like that and get like a shipping container, some sort, put on there, installed, forms of heating and electricity, whether it's solar, and they just live off grid pretty much, a lot of them, okay? They do homesteads and such, a lot of them, like I say, they got that van life too. And that's how, you can tell that this place is through. It's lost its splendor, Babylon. And most of them, they moving out west and such. As you can see, the top states for tiny home are Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Maine is here in the east, though. I think it's the northeast. Wyoming, Washington. I believe that's Washington State. Idaho, Montana, Oregon. Which a lot of these states are very beautiful, visually. With a lot of wilderness and, solitude, being away from this bustling city. But, yeah, I mean, if you got people saying that, it says 72% of home buyers would consider buying a tiny home for investment property. Yeah, most people think, you're like, yeah, I'll buy one of these and I can flip it. I could do it on Airbnb or something like that. Mountain retreat, hideaway for couples, and just make it a little wee business. A lot of people do that too. 53% of Americans can afford the median price of a starter home, which is $233,000. And it says versus 79% of Americans can afford the median price of a tiny home. So you got a higher chance of affording a tiny home, which is $30,000 to $60,000, than affording that starter home of $230,000. And this is a shite hole, or not? No, in certain cases and such. We know that all the different home prices are all manipulated, by the markets and such. But yeah, I mean, they create and destroy neighborhoods. But you better off doing this, as it shows, than doing that. But it's still gonna be owned and taxed by E, regardless. So don't think that you're escaping anything. All right. But it might be a little bit easier. But look, at these days, they're gonna be casting people out their houses. Because look, they coming with a mobile force. That's one of the in the Operation Warp Speed. Also in the UK, they doing that. They gonna do it too. Where you got the various military that's gonna be assisting with the rollout of this the Jabbar, okay, the Crown Vic Boy 19. Okay, so there's scriptures that talk about being cast out of their houses in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter, and other things. But I'm just gonna leave that for another lesson, just through the spirit. I believe I hit my point. You see the news. So, we got to go through this straight gate. And this is, of course, approaching the hour of temptation. Very quick. You know what I mean? certain case. I mean, look, it might be before the end of the year. We be faced with a RFID. You never know. Okay, but we are definitely know that all year, starting at this month, we're gonna be faced with them with this rollout of the jabber. Okay, so we know about what scriptures talk about, not making any cuttings for the deed, in our fleshes and such, marks to the dead and all that. Slakia, roughly paraphrasing. But all right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom to the next time, and of course, pray the Lord have mercy upon you. Keep on enduring, as the scriptures say that with much tribulation we shall enter into the kingdom of the power. All right, which that could be a good scripture to end. I think that's Acts. I'm not sure if that's Acts 14 and 20 or something like that, or it's something like that. Yeah, it's Acts 14:22, and confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of power. So that just sums everything up. You got to go through the straight gate. You can't think that you're going to come into this faith and everything's going to be peaches and cream and, ice cream milkshakes, and ice cream sundaes and, water ice and just think of all a McFlurries. This ain't going to be a McFlurry. Okay, this is going to be, you're going to be a McFlurry, all right? Your life going to be a McFlurry with, you going through all types of turmoil getting thrown in the mix. Like if you run into a blender, getting blitzed, okay? That's how our lives are. That's how the Lord set up this adversity. Because remember, prosperity, life and death, all these things are controlled by the Lord, okay? So, pray we continue to endure, this tribulation, which you have here, thlipsis. Let me see what it says. Pronounce.
Strong's G 2347. Thlipsis.
Thlipsis, which is pressing together. Right, affliction, tribulation, distress, and straits. Jacob trouble. All right. Yeah, the spirit. I ain't gonna quench the spirit. I'm just gonna get this other one, the Jeremiah. I get it mixed up if it's 30 or 31 and 7. It says here, it says, alas for that great, 30 and 7, Jeremiah says, alas for that day is great, for that so is none is like it, even the time of Jacob trouble. Yaakov Tazarah. All right, just telling you about these straits, man. Tazarah, straits, from Tazar, believe the root word, okay, in the Hebrew, in the Lashwan Kodash, which is straits, trouble, okay. Vexer, Tazar, is the root, which goes into narrow, tight, okay, which I explained in this lesson, being compressed. You're going to this straight gate, but this is going to be the greatest compression setting ever, okay. But the Lord's going to be with thee, all right, so no worry, fear not, thou warm Jacob, all right, for I am with thee, roughly paraphrasing. But it says, but he shall be saved out of it, the elect, all right, the elect. So shalom to the elect again, in the Baba, in Nepal Adawam, which is Fall Edom. Shalom.